Wishing all our highly esteemed listeners happy celebrations, especially our Christian listeners. And times are hard, but then it's also worth celebrating. If you are, especially if you are alive and well and in good health, that's something worth celebrating. That's something worth being happy about, and that's what the state of the nation. Well, my personal thoughts here, I believe things will get better. And I also want to tell many other Nigerians to have hope. Nigerians like Mr. John, who says the light at the end of the tunnel is not forthcoming. Well, I believe the light will come. Well, Mr. John always says that he has good reason to say what he says, and he believes that it's about us. I also believe that too. It's about all of us working together, and also when we hold our leadership accountable, the leadership will become more responsible to the citizens. So Merry Christmas to our highly esteemed listeners. Our conversation is where we bring you stories pardon me, making the major headlines in the dailies. We do our best to give you top-notch analysis. We try to understand, decipher, and of course, like I said, analyze those major events unfolding around their country, our nation, and our world. Mondays to Saturdays, except Sundays, we are here, and that in a nutshell is what we do on Conversation. That's why the program is called Conversation. Our thoughts, views, and opinions is what we will be sharing with you, not the corporate views of the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State. And of course, we are networking on Okogo FM 96.3. That's our sister station in Alaga, in the Okogo of the state, Agility FM, Gambari, Ogbomoso, on the 92.1 FM dial. And no one beats our reach all over this great state. Yes, we are there. Beyond Oyo State, we are there, and beyond the shores of Nigeria. Just latch on over the social media platforms, Facebook precisely, and you are on to Conversation. Once again, wherever you are listening across the world, you are welcome. My name is Tola Teriba.
Yes, my name is Bimbo Akwambitola. Did not allow me to greet you for Christmas. Yes, the hype was too, is in his mind. Well, Merry Christmas to you, and our listeners, your days will be long.
Amen.
Yes, and Happy New Year in advance too. Now, let's start with some Christmas messages. President Tinubu is talking. Akpabio, other governors, they are preaching messages of hope, restoration, unity at Christmas. As Nigerians celebrate Christmas Day, President Bola Tinubu, the Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio, governors and other notable personalities yesterday told citizens not to lose hope, saying the country was on a promising path of restoration and progress, with every indication pointing towards a bright future. President Tinubu, in his Christmas message, said Christmas embodied the fulfillment of divine prophecy and symbolized the triumph of love, peace, and unity. He urged Christians and Nigerians in the spirit of the season to renew their hope and belief in a prosperous country. Yes, he has given us hope. And on his part, President of the Senate, Senator Godswill Akpabio, admonished Nigerians to use the occasion of Christmas as an avenue to exude peace, love, and unity. And also the Deputy Senate President, Senator Barao Jibrin, urged Christians to intensify prayers for the country's peace, unity, and progress. Yes, I think that is what the country needs to, as an entity.
Well, President Tinubu is also saying, pray for your leaders, pray for your leaders. Tinubu tells Nigerians at Christmas, and I think they do need prayers, Bimbo, because there are certain things they do. You wonder, why do they do this? You wonder if these things are normal. You wonder, when you consider the level of seeming insensitivity to the feelings, to the plight of the people. So that's why I said that they actually need those prayers. And a lot of Nigerians listening to us might say that, okay, why should we pray for people who seem to be all out to destroy us, especially when we cannot understand some of their policies, the seemingly harsh policies I cannot understand most of them myself. But then, quoting from one of the good books now, the Holy Book of the Christian religion, that portion where it says, pray for the peace of Jerusalem, for therein lies your own peace. Well, the preachers, the ministers of God tell us this is our own Jerusalem, and we must pray for Jerusalem. And when you pray for the leaders, when you pray for those that steer the ship of Jerusalem, then you are praying for Jerusalem. Also, there are some who would also say that we don't keep praying over everything, that there are some things that don't require prayers, that there are some prayers that God has already answered. It depends on us to harness those answers, to take over and to actually make use of what God has done. Well, that could also be true in the Nigerian context. A land full of so many resources and so many potentials, and yet because we the people choose to remain complacent when our leaders decide to do all the wrong things with what we have, and when they decide to allow corruption and indecency at the highest levels to fester, and when we the followership should also hold them to question. Of course, there are so many non-violent means that you can use to hold leadership to question, but have we done that on our part? But then, I guess prayer is always the last and the final resort.
Yes. I've always been an advocate of prayers for our leaders and the people themselves. Some people, they will say, why should we, like you said, you mentioned, why should we pray for our leaders? They prefer to, cost them. Instead of praying for them.
So and when you cause them, they will continue to misbehave.
That is it.
And of course, that will rub off on the country.
So it is, necessary to pray for them. Pray for them so that they can go on the right path and do the right thing.
Also have this one. Customs dismantles checkpoints to facilitate trade. Combat smuggling, dissolves joint border patrol team. Well, I hope all these measures will not further encourage those who are bringing illicit arms, especially small arms and light weapons into the country. This might be an a leeway for them. Yes, some customs officers could actually be a menace on the highways and along the border areas, especially those who have corrupt tendencies. But then it's like the banks now saying they want to do away with police
security escort.
And there are times those times where we have rumors, never substantiated anyway, that policemen are going on strike. You know what the direction of the banks always is. They always shut down. They will shut their doors because they will have suspect that those who want to come and perpetrate evil acts, those who want to come and rob them, might take advantage of that. So, I don't know why the customs service is doing this, but let's take a look. I think we should take a few excerpts from that story. The Nigeria Customs Service has moved to reduce customs checkpoints across the country to streamline operations and ease movement of goods and services. So it's actually a reduction of the checkpoints, and they said they want to streamline the operations and ease the movement of goods and persons. The service also announced the dissolution of the Joint Border Patrol team after due consultation with the Office of the National Security Advisor. I don't think that's a good idea. As a result of this, customs operations rely more on actionable intelligence and strategic risk management frameworks to enhance efficiency and effectiveness. Also, the service also said it is deploying geospatial tools and advanced technologies to ensure the effectiveness of NCS enforcement strategies. So, actionable intelligence will require, like they are saying now, advanced technology, and of course the collaboration of the people of the border communities. I don't know if they have both of that.
Yes, I don't know when that will begin to work, when it will start. I don't know, because all these things they are talking about now, I think it is a long-term, something that will, be long before it will start?
Well, I think they are good to go. That's why they are announcing this. But like you said, you have your doubts, you have your apprehensions. Just like myself, but you know the way it always is. They will say they are ready for this, and then you eventually find out that it was just a blanket statement, and then nothing was put in place. Just like that visa arrival policy that was blindly done, especially during the previous administration. And then they said they wanted to encourage trade across Africa. They wanted to encourage investments, and so they wanted people who would invest in our economy to come in. But of course, the bad people also came, and well, the rest is history. We also have this one, the Miyetti Allah president is still in detention, and I think he was arrested because he wanted to form, they said at that time he wanted to form what the government believed was a militia, an illegal militia at that time. So that was why he was arrested, but I don't know why he has not been released on bail. Court orders DSS to release Miyetti Allah's president pending trial. And Abuja Court has ordered the Department of State Services, DSS, to release the detained president of Miyetti Allah, Kautahori. That's the troublesome arm of Miyetti Allah. Alhaji Bello Bodejo, pending his trial. Justice Mohammed Zubairu ordered the Attorney General of the Federation, Prince Lateef Fagbemi, and Director General of the DSS, Mr. Adiola Ajayi, to immediately admit him to administrative bail. Justice Zubairu, a vacation judge, made the order after an ex parte motion moved by Bodejo's counsel, Ruben Atabo, SAN. It was already reported that Bodejo in the motion dated on Friday, December 19, had prayed the court to order his release from the detention of State Services, also known as DSS, pending the hearing and determination of the substantive suits. Well, while I believe that the Miyetti Allah president has every right to the enforcement of his fundamental rights, and if whatever he has done is billable, it should indeed be granted bail. But one thing, Bimbo, that I won't take away from all this out of it all is that the Miyetti Allah Kautahori president is not invincible after all, and I think this has demystified him. Especially during the previous administration, the immediate past administration, he acted like a king, like he was above the law, and that nothing could touch him. But that if he were to be arrested, that heavens would fall, that Nigeria would go up in flames, and his followers also threatened that much. His group also threatened that much. But well, here we are today. So at the end of it all, Bimbo, it's about leadership and the will to enforce the law.
The law, yes.
And the will to enforce the law. It's all about leadership at the end of it all. If anyone parades himself above the rest, because the government of that nation has allowed it. But then, like I said, I think he has a right to the enforcement of his fundamental rights, no matter the situation. But if they are seeing him as a sustained security threat, maybe that is why they are still holding him. You know, they told us there was certain aspects of the law, especially in the case of Nnamdi Kanu and what the name of this? I'm trying to remember the name of this man, this Northern Islamic cleric. Sheikh El-Zakzaki.
Zakzaki, yes.
Even when they considered their release, the government quoted some aspects of the law that allows them to continue to detain anyone they consider a security threat, despite a court order ordering the release of such persons. So I don't know if this is the case in the matter of the Miyetti Allah president.
Yes, but I want to ask you a question. Why did they not, consider Sheikh Gumi as a security threat? He is close. I believe he's close to all these terrorists and Boko Haram people, and they did not touch him. They have not touched him.
Aside that, he's always making inciting statements.
Yes,
it's a very, very inciting statement.
And they have not touched him. He's still there, walking around the place. He's traveling all over the place, coming back.
Well, if you are asking me that question, Bimbo, as to why he has not been touched, the answer is I do not know. I do not know.
Because they are of the same extraction. I stole from hospital because of hunger. Not me. It is a suspected cultist. A 25-year-old alleged cultist, Burokini Ayodiji, has said that he resorted to stealing because of hunger and lack of support by family members. Ayodiji, who was arrested and paraded by the Ondo State security outfit codenamed Amotekun in Akure, lamented that he was abandoned, hence he ventured into stealing to survive. And in an interview, the suspect confessed to being a member of the Eye confraternity.
And he's saying that he's not supported by any member of his family who would he's a cultist. Well, first and foremost, he's a criminal before the matter of hunger set in. And we must be careful, Bimbo, these times we are in, because there will be this tendency for every criminal to now want to blame hunger for their activities. Just because we are saying there is hunger in the land, people are being pushed to the extreme to do things they ordinarily wouldn't do if not that they were hungry. But then going through that story, Bimbo, I suspect that this is a core criminal. And I don't think it was hunger that pushed him into doing what he did. He's a criminal, plain and simple.
He's a criminal, and the family members knows he's a criminal, so they abandoned him. Yes, and he made sure he went. I would say made sure he went to steal in hospital. In the hospital because of hunger. That hunger is just a padding excuse.
Well, just a below for me, because he knows that he did there's hunger in the land, and there's a tendency for us to have that sympathy when you were where I was hungry. Now, hunger also made him to become a cultist.
Yes, all thieves behind U.S. protests against Tom Polo and Otuaro, says ex-agitators. Well, all thieves. Protest against Tom Polo and Otuaro, 6 ex-agitators, I think.
So who has been protesting against them in the United States? I guess
I think that Nigerians, and yes, they are kinsmen in the United States.
Oh. All thieves. Oh. Well, updates on Dele Farotimi versus or Afebola versus Dele Farotimi. Read from the Advocate Correctional Center after meeting his bail conditions. Initially I was asking the question, where is it going to get the kind of money that they asked him to pay? Well, this came barely 5 days after being granted bail by the magistrate court on the added defamation suit against him. He was accused in a 14-count charge of defamation of a renowned lawyer and founder of the Afe Babalola University Adwekiti, Are Afe Babalola, in his book titled Nigeria and Its Criminal Justice System, where he alleged that Are Afe Babalola corrupted the Supreme Court to procure a fraudulent judgment in the service of his clients. The police also arraigned him before the Federal High Court on a different suit bordering on the cybercrime charge. Now, it was gathered that Farotimi left the prison custody on Tuesday morning after meeting the bail conditions from both the Federal High Court and the Magistrates Court. And meanwhile, the RA has also tried to have Mr. Dele Farotimi's practicing license revoked. Okay, I'm going to the inside pages for that. It said LPDC rejects Afe Babalola law firm's bid to debar Farotimi. The Legal Practitioners Disciplinary Committee, LPDC, has rejected a request by Chief Afe Babalola's law firm, Emmanuel Chambers, to revoke the law practicing license of a lawyer and author, Tomilola Titus Farotimi, also known as Dele Farotimi, over allegations of criminal defamation and professional misconduct. Farotimi was brought before the LPDC based on a petition authored by Mr. Ola Faro, a lawyer, and Emmanuel Chambers, alleging that Farotimi, in his book Nigeria and Criminal Justice System, made defamatory statements against the Supreme Court and the legal profession. Well, the response of the LPDC to that Well, the body concluded that it lacked jurisdiction to address complaints about publications and advised aggrieved parties to seek redress in regular courts. The LPDC report stated that the publication is an intellectual property and not a conduct or action committed while practicing as a legal practitioner. Oh, I see. All aggrieved parties who find the publication defamatory should ventilate their grievances through the regular courts. LPDC Chairman Justice Ishaq Usman Bello affirmed that the petition could not be granted due to jurisdictional limitations. So then, Mr. Dele Farotimi and should have his day in court. Well, from feelers yesterday from Adrekiti showed that well, the man was still very, very unrepentant, and he seemed to be very sure of himself in all this, and he is not backing down. He doesn't seem to be backing down. He seems to be ready to go the whole hog of the legal battle that is expected to follow. But then,
that means he has his facts, and he has his evidences.
Well, that's exactly what the RA is saying, that he should come out with those facts if he has them. Well, wait for the courts to do the needful.
Yes, this one says, you remember the Bodija explosion that happened in the Ibadan? Bodija explosions, yes, the Oyo State Governor, Sheyi Makinde, has inaugurated a relief disbursement committee for the Bodija explosion, and he inaugurated the committee on the management and disbursement of the Bodija Explosion Relief Fund. And the governor charged members of the committee to ensure transparency in carrying out their responsibilities to those who were affected by the incident. And he is also saying that he has vowed not to impede the influx of foreigners into the state, provided their intentions align with the development and progress of the state.
Well, I just it has certain measures in place of sifting the chaff from the wheat, especially, well, I think there's a process where you are made to register, and both foreigners and locals alike, so that they can at least know who you are, and they can ascertain your mission in the state. I think that is very much in place in your state.
Your state, yes, because I was thinking earlier that how would they be able to achieve that will still allow people, foreigners, to continue to come into your state.
Well, you don't
because
throw
of
away
the security implications.
Well, you don't throw away the baby with the bathwater, but like I said, I think there are certain measures it's a program. I can't really recall what the government of Oyo State called it now, but that scheme is in place, whereby they can, of course, nothing is foolproof and nothing is cast in iron. We'll still have a few bad people making it true. But then you also agree with me that well, compared to some other parts of the country, Oyo State has been relatively peaceful, and so I agree that this is a result of the efforts of the state government. On Ibadan stampede deaths, well, some individuals arrested by the police have been charged to court over the matter, and then the charges have been brought against them. It says here, Ibadan stampede deaths, the charges against ex-Queen Naomi Oluyole Hamzat, school principal, and why they are remanded in Agodi prison. And police released 6 suspects. Chief Magistrate Olabisi Ogunkomi of the Oyo State Chief Magistrate Court 1, sitting at Iyagoku in Ibadan on Tuesday, ordered the remand of 3 persons: 31-year-old ex-wife of the Ooni of Ife, Prophetess Naomi Shilekola Ogunwusi, the owner of Agidigbo FM, 51-year-old Alhaji Oluyole Hamzat, and the principal of Islamic High School, Bashorun, Ibadan, 56-year-old Fasasi Abdullah Babatunde, at the Agodi Custodial Center of the Nigeria Correctional Service, pending the issuance of a legal advice from the Oyo State Directorate of Public Prosecution, DPP, in the Ministry of Justice. Now, Chief Magistrate Ogunkomi gave the remand order following the arraignment of the trial on a 4-count charge. Now, this is what they were charged with, and a 4-count charge burden on conspiracy, acceleration of death, negligent acts causing harm, and failing to provide adequate security and medical facilities. The arraignment took place in a tense environment with heavy security presence, and journalists were barred from entering the courts and had to struggle to take pictures. The journalists were barred despite the fact that one of us is answering to those charges. Supporters and fans of Oluyole who stormed the court premises had to lay low in the face of the heavy security. Well, the matter is in court, and then we have to be prudent with whatever we say on it. But then, for me, Bimbo, I'll just say this. I believe those organizers meant well. I believe these individuals who have been charged, I believe they actually meant well. I believe it was a case of, well, like the Ogun State governor said when he came visiting Governor Seyi Makinde to commiserate with him on the matter. He said the organizers had good intentions, but things went wrong. I believe they meant well, and I believe that I still strongly believe that there is no way they could have deliberately wanted this to happen. Of course, they know the consequences of such. Well, the law must take its course, and like I said, the matter is in court, so we must be very cautious how we proceed in making our comments.
Yes, and the people are talking. I have views of some people here, just to take some excerpts of what they said. Reverend Stanley Ihedigo is a lecturer and media practitioner, and he said it is deeply disturbing and unacceptable. The loss of lives, including at least 35 children, is a tragedy that should never have occurred. These incidents highlight the urgent need for better planning, coordination, and crowd control measures at such events. And a public relations expert, Obinna Inogu, said the unfortunate deaths highlights the extent of hunger in Nigeria. Local government chairpersons, state governors, and the president should see this as a wake-up call to provide more infrastructure and skills acquisition opportunities for Nigerians to become self-reliant. And Ajewole Joshua, a publisher, said the stampedes, that is rounding it up with the one that happened in Abuja and Anambra. He said that stampedes were deeply unfortunate, highlighting the dire state of the nation's economy. Such incidents are often the result of systematic failures. And Comrade Beatrice Ujuko, human rights advocate, he said if the local government had put proper measures in place, such incidents would not have happened. And globally, individuals and governments distribute food to citizens without reports of stampedes because appropriate measures are in place. And an entrepreneur, Ebele Mweje, said it is sad that Nigeria has reached a point where poverty is so widespread. Too many families are unable to afford their daily meals. And Ahmed Ajibesin, also an entrepreneur, said these tragedies occurred during efforts to show kindness and generosity, but the overwhelming turnout exceeded expectations, leading to devastating consequences. Yes, that was what we talked about. They meant well, but the turnout just was so devastating, and all these boils down to poverty.
And for those who are blaming the organizers of these events, well, especially the Ibadan events and the tragedy that occurred, we must remember that this is not the first time the people involved are holding such events.
Yes.
Well, things went wrong this time around, unfortunately. But we must also, yes, we could blame them for poor organization, but then we must also remember that they have successfully held such events in the past.
Yes.
Okay, PFN, as the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, commiserates with President Tinubu, Governor Seyi Makinde, Governor Surudu, the governors of Oyo and Anambra states, over stampedes. Remember, the stampedes occurred in Abuja, Oyo, Ibadan, and in Anambra states. And also, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar says lack of leadership responsible for current hardship was contained in his Christmas message to Nigerians. And still on Christmas messages to Nigerians, there is a message from Governor Sheyi Makinde. Okay, I'm trying to look for that now. The inside pages. And well, it is, okay, it says Makinde felicitates Christians at Christmas. Governor Sheyi Makinde of Oyo State has felicitated Christians in the state on the occasion of the 2024 Christmas celebration. Makinde, in his Christmas message to residents of the state, made available to newsmen on Tuesday in Ibadan by special advisor on media, Dr. Sulaiman Oluyole, implored all Christians to spread love. He called on them to use the opportunity of the festivity to pray for the state and Nigeria. He also urged people to gather and celebrate responsibly by putting in place necessary crowd control measures, and where appropriate, they should involve security agencies. The governor called on the residents to remember those mourning the loss of their children during the recent stampede, equally charged them to be vigilant during the Yuletide. He called on residents to report suspicious movements to security agencies through the state emergency number 615. And message from the governor. And today is also the governor's day.
Yes,
it is birthday anniversary.
Yes, that is true. Yes,
Governor Sheyi Makinde at 57.
57, yes, 57.
And, congratulations, Your Excellency.
Yes,
and well, he said he was cancelling all elaborate celebrations,
yes,
as a mark of respect for those innocent souls that the children that died in the Ibadan stampede. And well, a lot of Nigerians and the people of Oyo State have lauded him for that. So once again, we say congratulations.
Congratulations to His Excellency Governor Sheyi Makinde on his 57th birthday. Yes, the League of Northern Democrats, LND, has enjoined the federal government to implement economic policies that will encourage self-reliance and eliminate dependence on food handouts to prevent a recurrence of food stampedes recorded across Nigeria. That is the League of Northern Democrats saying that.
And Makinde approves appointment of 160 as supervisory councillors, special assistants across LGAs, as local government areas. Oh, Bimbo, am I seeing correctly? Christmas, the Benue governor declares 2 weeks holiday for civil servants.
2 weeks. 2 weeks holiday. That is fantastic.
Maybe there might be a reason for that. Or is it because of the security issues in the state?
Well, it might be linked to it.
And I wonder, can you imagine how much the state will be
losing for 2 weeks?
Governor Alcins Alia of Benue State on Tuesday declared a 2-week holiday for civil servants in the state to celebrate the Christmas and New Year. Workers are expected to also use the long holiday to engage in to engage in agriculture, productivity to enhance food security. The government made the announcement during a press briefing at the Government House, Makurdi. He said that the holiday is to commence from December 24 and to end on January 6, 2025. How can you shut down government for 2 weeks? When you ask civil servants not to come to work for 2 weeks?
And maybe they have excess of cash.
Has this ever happened before in this country, Bimbo? According to the governor, the essence of the long holiday was to allow workers in the state to enjoy the season with their loved ones and also use the period to engage in farming activities for food security in the state. So if you're a civil servant in Benue State, you should go to your farm, as the governor has said.
So if you start farming now for 2 weeks, so after the 2 weeks elapsed, that means you will still be, you'll be going.
You still abandon your
farm and go to work. Abandon your farm, go to work.
He said he's doing this so that there will be abundance of food in the state. Well, the government, however, said all essential services like banks, energy providers, and security agencies are exempted from the long holiday. Earlier addressed people of the state to continue to imbibe the spirit of love and peace while being committed to a better Benue State. Well, I believe this is one of those decisions that leaders just take on their own whim, and they do not consult, and they do not, and when they've decided, sometimes when these leaders decide, and the advisors try to tell them that this is not the way to go, they insist. So what is the governor? I guess he has the powers and the constitutional right to do what he has done. But I'm just feeling for that state how much would be lost in terms of especially revenue.
Yes.
If you ask civil servants not to come to work.
Of course, they will lose money.
2 weeks.
They will lose. That's why I said maybe they have excess cash. You understand? Now, still talking about Benue State now. The Benue State Police Commissioner, Mr. Steve Yabinet, has ordered the deployment of police personnel to all worship and event centers as well as crowded places across the state to check any untoward incidents during the Yuletide. And the commissioner also ordered that all entry and exit points of state be manned by police personnel to tighten up security in the state. Yes, that is talking about insurgency and criminal activities here now, especially in Benue State.
Well, I guess we can open the phone lines. It's your turn. Time to be a part of conversation. 08055009850 07055551985. Hello, good morning.
Good, sir.
Good morning.
I wish you Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yes, you Michael is calling from Oluyole.
Okay.
Yes, on the statement referred to Mr. Brenda, we should pay for our leader. He one of the our leaders that said we should pay for our leader. Yes, let's continue to pray for them, because I said the other time that God is true. So it's going to put them whether we like it or not. So let's continue to pray for them. And the holiday for civil servants in Benue State, I think that which is not even enough. I think they can go on a month break. God bless you once again. Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much. A month's break, a month's holiday for workers in Benue State. Well, hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Tola, Mr. Bimbo.
Good morning.
John calling from Ilorin.
Okay.
Merry Christmas.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you very much. Same to you.
Merry Christmas to all Nigerians.
Yes, same to you.
Mr. Akpabio, or Senate President Akpabio, and Tinubu asked us to pray. What have we been doing all this year? Nigeria has, I stand to be corrected, Nigeria has the highest pastor and our fast. Clerics, Nigeria has the highest. Have they not been praying? Mr. Tola, Mr. Bimbo, I do pray. When I wake up, I thank God for the nature I enjoy. I thank God for good health. And I also pray to God to grant me good health. But you know one funniest thing, I have never prayed for my daily bread. I go out and work for it. All I need from God is to be thankful for the nature I enjoy. And I also pray for good health. Once He gives me that, I go out and look for my daily bread. I don't pray for daily bread. That's why my children go to church. I tell them clearly, please, go up, don't be a person that will be praying for daily bread. Go and work for your daily bread. All you need God to do is to give you good health. Nigeria has been praying, but the leader fails to do the needful. We did not pray before God gave us crude oil. Neither do we pray before God gave us a lot of resources. Nigeria is blessed with almost over 42 mineral resources in commercial quantity. Tell me one country that has that. So why do we need to pray? For them to know how to use it? Abba, it doesn't work that way. They have to find a way to make use of it and benefit the citizen. That is it. So they should do what other leaders do. Russia break up to 15 countries. Russia itself, when Soviet Union broke up, Russia itself was messed up. Russia was virtually unknown. But when Putin came in, he made sure every sector worked in Russia. Russia today is one of the most sanctioned countries in the world. But sanction does not affect its economy. Why? Because Putin made sure every sector works in Russia. They don't pray. Israel, who we believe is, we always go for pilgrimage. If you find Israel people today, they will not pray, they will send missiles to your country. They won't pray, they will send missiles to your country. So what are we talking about? Listen, the way we are running this country, it begins to prove that God left this country long time ago. Wow. Individually, we may enjoy God's mercy, but collectively as a country, if our leaders don't change, then they will pay for this. Lastly, please, I plead with the government that they should release those who organize that program in Ibadan and see how they can come together and compensate the family of those who lost their children because they went there because of hunger. So now we should be talking about how to compensate them. Yes, compensation will not bring back their child, but it will get something done.
Thank you
Mr. Tola, you did not wish me happy birthday. Don't forget today is also my birthday.
Oh, oh, you shared the same birthday with the Oyo State governor. Well, congratulations, Mr. John. Birthday happy returns.
Yes, we'll take a short commercial break now and we'll be back.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is your pilot speaking. Today we have some special passengers on board. 3 Betano members are going to England to watch Aston Villa live. Congratulations, Emeka, Yemi, Ibrahim.
Play with Betano and stand a chance to win an all-inclusive trip to the UK to watch live the big game of Aston Villa versus Tottenham. Betano, proud partner of Aston Villa. Play responsibly. Available only to those over the age of 18. The promo is valid from November 1st to February 28th, 2025.
Conversation. Well, we are back on the program. Is still conversation. Right before we pick another call, Mr. John said that we should not really be praying. Well, he said he doesn't pray for his daily bread at the time. As long as there is no health, that we should work for our daily bread. Well, in a country like Nigeria, you could work for your daily bread and still not get that daily bread because of the, like I said, the activities of wicked rulers of our leaders. Look at it this way: what some of these wildlife documentaries that we watch. A fox works hard. It brings down an impala. He wants to for his meal, and then the fox starts looking around, looking out for bigger predators that will probably take the prey from him. He tries to eat as much as he can, and of course, soon enough, a lion comes along and chases the fox away and drags off the prey. That's exactly the standard. That's the way it is in Nigeria. When you work for your daily bread, and then very often, especially if you are vulnerable and you belong to the category of the poor, that's what the rulers do to you in Nigeria. So maybe that is why it may be necessary to also pray when you are, so that no lion takes your impala away from you.
Yes, and somebody said something one time that in as much as churches, churches are very many in Nigeria. Very many, but at the same time, crime continues to grow. So that is another, angle to
another way Mr. John is looking at it. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, yeah, also, good morning. Good well.
Happy Christmas to
same to you.
Of Christian throughout nation. Secondly, I want to join what Mr. John say and Mr. Ojo Michael.
Okay.
He said that we should pray for our leader. Prayer is the key that can open any problem that you have. I want to appeal to all of us. We should pray for our leader. My prayer to our leader is that God should lead them to do the right thing
at the right time for us. Secondly, I want to congratulate our governor of your state, Engineer Oluyole for his birthday today. My prayer for him is that God will give him strong head and wealth. Inshallah Rahman.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Monsieur. 080-55-09850 070-5555-1985. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Alaji.
This is Alaji Ayolabugu calling from Lanlape.
Good to have you,
Let
sir.
me equally join Yamaswa to congratulate our governor. So may we continue to achieve lofty heights. Now, on prayer, there's a sort of misconception about prayer. Every day, Muslims will pray 5 times daily. And not only that, you will pray daily. Even the last salat we are making, we are serving is a prayer. Now, Christians will go to the church. And not nowadays, maybe because of the Christmas ritual, you find every Christian in the church every hour. So we are praying. Now, in other countries, they don't come together and say, let's pray for our leaders. Because if we pray for somebody and that person is doing good, so that reward will be going to him. But if you are praying for somebody who is supposed to do things and he refuses to do it, and you are praying for him, what will be the actual effect of that prayer? Look at the president, former president of this country. He said this to reach 1 million Koreans. So for his government, and he organized it, and look at what happened. So you said, Baba Sata Seneca, so Joe Miller, it could see as well, but what I was saying that it's not that we should not pray for our leader, but our leaders should pray for themselves. You should any policy that will bring hardship, poverty to the people. It's not a policy. Let's tell the plain truth. So they need to do good, the needful. Let people enjoy the soccer. Now, in every nation, when you bring the policy and people are crying about that policy, the government will refuse that policy. But here in Nigeria, they don't refuse anything. Why should people continue to die because of peanuts? Why should rapid poverty continue to be the order of the day? That is what we should look upon. So let government change their mindset. Let them bring succor to the country. And we used to call this our nation, where we said the land full of milk and honey. Yes, they milk and honey now. When people are saying wallowing in abject poverty. Now, my concern is that any policy that is not good is not in tandem with the ways of the people. They should decimate. Thank you, Alaji Ayolabugu from Lanlape.
Well, thank you, Alaji.
Thank you.
080-55-00985. We have another caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Paula. Good morning, Mr. Bimbo.
Good morning.
I'm calling from Colorado. On what some people, especially leadership in this country, are doing to the organizers for the event that happened, the stampede that happened in Ibadan and the other places too. There's a saying in Yoruba language that says, if you do when you know you are failed in your duties, you'll be looking for excuses and who to blame. They are looking for who to blame. That is what they are doing. So they know they cannot blame themselves. They know they don't want to blame the people because they will come for them. So they have to blame the organizers. And everyone knows, even a stupid man knows that the organizers are just trying to help. Now, there is this man at Anambra that did the Okija thing. I know the name. So I now asked someone to, and he said, the man, even in Ibadan, he has been donating things to people. His neighbor, the Cheshire homes and all that, will be Jackson. They have a bus, they have a van. The man has been donating his wheelchair and all that. And the man has never had this stampede before him. It's only this year. That means things are getting worse. But the guys in this country do not want to know. They don't want to ascribe anything to themselves. I said in one program today, I said, they're supposed to wake up in the morning and be crying to God that, God, give me more faith, channel for me. So seriously, go laying in front of God that, God, I'm failing. But they won't do that because they think they are getting their pass mark, and people around them say, I'm not worried of that, that kind of a thing. Now, on the issue of Sharia law and Oyo State and all that, I said yesterday, everyone that wants to do Sharia law should not political one. Do the Sharia law. So let everybody come. Well, let it be an organized one that is very efficient. So I think I'll support that. So thank you. Good morning.
Well, thank you very much. Well, it's 7:30, and then we have to go. Phone lines are still buzzing. We cannot take any more calls. We'll be back same time tomorrow morning, God willing. Tomorrow, Boxing Day, and we'll be back. Once again, a Merry Christmas to numerous listeners, especially our Christian audience. My name is Tola Teriba.
And yes, and as part of our tradition, this newspaper in Ibadan, based in Ibadan Tribune, will be off tomorrow. Newsstands tomorrow. Boxing Day, and we'll return on Friday.
Oh,
yes, that means we don't know what will happen, but we'll see what we'll do.
At least I was able to do Semiji.
Now, yes, we thank you very much for listening, and Toby is here, and I'm sure he will be talking about the CHAN 2024 qualifiers, what happened to Eguavon when he underwent surgery, yes, and other stories in the sports world. Thank you very much for listening. Enjoy your day.
Welcome to Sports Numbers.
An incredible slam dunk.
Sports Numbers brought to you by Stambik IBTC. The race for the title in the Serie A is heating up, with three teams looking to get the title this season. Atalanta leading the way alongside Napoli, and Inter Milan still in that conversation. Elsewhere in England, in the Premier League, a team that should be challenging for the title are not doing so well, and they are looking to get back into the transfer window to beef up the squad. At least that's what we're hearing about Tottenham Hotspur. That and a whole lot more is what we'll be talking about today on Sports Numbers with Stambik IBTC, Nigeria's leading end-to-end financial services provider. It is a show loaded with plenty exciting sports stories, information and statistics from the biggest sporting events for your listening pleasure. The show comes your way on Monday to Saturday, so make sure you never miss an episode on this same station and at the same time. Come along with us today as we give you some news coming out in the sports world, and then we'll take you on to the best numbers as we churn out the stats for you on the show today. And then we get onto the scoreboard segment, giving you a review of games we saw both in football and in basketball. And then we wrap up things on the show today with the standard quiz, where you get to win something for yourself, courtesy of Stambik IBTC, if you can give us the answer to the question of the day. This is Sports Numbers, proudly brought to you by Stambik IBTC.
Get ready, Nigeria. The Few Talent Show's back, bigger than ever. A reality show that combines 4 exciting categories in one competition: tech, dance, fashion, and music. In an exciting part, the winners take home a slice of the prize money. Don't miss out on the excitement. Stay tuned for the new season of the Few Talent Show, proudly brought to you by Stambik IBTC Pension Managers. Catch the excitement every Sunday on African Magic Showcase, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. on AIT, 7 p.m. to 7:55 p.m. and on YouTube from the 2nd of November. Few Talent Show, powered by Stambik IBTC Pension Managers.
Let's get you on the money side.
$37.5 billion industry.
Nike is valued at more than $130 billion as of June 2019.
And the latest trends on the news side of things on Sports Numbers, brought to you by Stambik IBTC. On the news side of things today, let's begin in the Premier League, where former Premier League official David Cote will not appeal against the dismissal from the referee's body, that is the PGMOL. Cote was sacked earlier this month following a thorough investigation into his conduct by the PGMOL. he had the right to appeal, but multiple sources have said that the official has decided against doing so. Cote was suspended on November 11 pending a full investigation after a video allegedly showing him making some not so good comments about Liverpool and the club's former manager Jurgen Klopp was circulated on social media. A further investigation was opened 2 days later after the Sun newspaper published photos it says were taken during the summer's European Championship, alleging that they appear to show Cote sniffing a white powder through a rolled up US banknotes. The PGMOL said Cote's actions made his position untenable. Still in the world of football, the World Football Players Union are not in agreement with FIFA's temporary changes to transfer rules following the landmark Lassana Diarra judgment. Former France international Lassana Diarra challenged FIFA's rules due to a dispute with the club dating back to the year 2014, and the European Court of Justice ruled in October that some rules were contrary to European Union law because they restricted freedom of movement and anti-competitiveness. FIFA then opened a global dialogue and published interim amendments which takes effect in time for the January transfer window, an amendment that FIFA calls a balanced compromise. But Global Players Union, FIFPro, are against the changes and accused FIFA of failing to reach consensus. FIFPro says they have informed FIFA of the conditions under which they would negotiate the amendments to the regulations to effect the ruling. Elsewhere, Tottenham manager Ange Postecoglou says his team are short in a couple of areas and need to reinforce during the January transfer window. Spurs have lost 3 of their past 4 Premier League games to slip to 11th on the table, and they were beaten recently on Sunday by Liverpool, losing 3-6. That run has coincided with injuries to key players including goalkeeper Guglielmo Vicario and the centre-back pairing of Mickey van der Ven and Christian Romero. Speaking before the club's trip to the 4th place Nottingham Forest, Postecoglou confirmed the club intends to strengthen in January. Despite Tottenham's indifferent Premier League form, they are through to the Carabao Cup semi-final after a thrilling 4-3 win against Manchester United earlier this month. Now to some transfer gossip. Manchester United are interested in bringing Nigerian striker Victor Osimhen over to Old Trafford, with the striker now on loan at Galatasaray from Napoli. The Red Devils are looking to see if they can make a loan deal in January. Bayern Munich are considering a shock Bundesliga move for Borussia Dortmund's winger Jamie Gittens. Newcastle United could reluctantly consider offers for Italy midfielder Sandro Tonali next summer to meet profit and sustainability rules, with Juventus interested in Italian midfielder. Tension between AC Milan boss Paulo Fonseca and France defender Theo Hernandez could lead to his exit from the club, with Real Madrid and Manchester United interested in the left back. Finally, the agent of Chelsea forward Nkunku has offered his services to Spanish giant Barcelona.
Get ready, Nigeria. The Few Stalin Show's back, bigger than ever. A reality show that combines 4 exciting categories in one competition: tech, dance, fashion, and music. In an exciting part, the winners take home a slice of the prize money. Don't miss out on the excitement. Stay tuned for the new season of the Few Stalin Show, proudly brought to you by Stanbic IBTC Pension Managers. Catch the excitement every Sunday on African Magic Showcase, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. on AIT, 7 p.m. to 7:55 p.m. and on YouTube. From the 2nd of November, Few Stalin Show, powered by Stanbic IBTC Pension Managers.
By the way, with that last 3, he just passed 39,000 in his career.
Whoa.
What was that?
What is this?
We crunch the numbers and give you the latest stats on Sports Numbers, brought to you by Stanbic IBTC. You are still listening to Sports Numbers with Stanbic IBTC, Nigeria's leading end-to-end financial services provider. Time to crunch the numbers on the Sport Statistics segment. Manchester City are on an 8-game winless run away from home in all competitions, the club's longest in a season since January 5 to April 11, 2011, where they went on a 10-match away run where they did not get a win. Man City suffered a 9th loss in their last 12 games in all competitions, that is more than the club lost in their previous 106 matches, which was 8 losses. Aston Villa striker John Duran averages a goal per 80 minutes this season in the Premier League, the best by any player in the league this season. Barcelona have lost 3 straight La Liga matches at home, tied for the club's worst streak in their history. Atletico Madrid have 12 straight wins in all competitions, outscoring their opponents by 33-8 during that span. It is the club's second longest winning run under Diego Simeone and the longest since they did a 13-match winning run between August to October 2012. Finally, the goal scored by Atletico Madrid striker Alexander Salt in the 96th minute was his 5th injury time winner in the La Liga, breaking a tie with Lionel Messi for the most all-time in the La Liga, with Messi scoring 4 injury time winners.
Well, we will start with some of the action that we saw today.
Fasten your seatbelts.
Why? Preview and review of the biggest games happening in the world of sports on Scoreboard with sports numbers brought to you by Stanbic IBTC. Let's now take you to the Scoreboard segment as we take a review at some games live here on Sports Numbers brought to you by Stanbic IBTC. Let's start with the Serie A, where Inter Milan closed the gap between themselves and the two teams at the top of the Serie A table, that is Atalanta and Napoli, with a comfortable 2-0 victory over Como at the San Siro. Goals from Carlos Augusto and informed top scorer Marcos Thuram saw the defending champions through to a much-needed win that keeps them applying the pressure to the teams at the top of the table and continuing their bid to defend the title. The win was rather routine as Simone Inzaghi's men made light work of Cesc Fabregas' team, who are 15th place. This result takes Inter Milan within 3 points of league leaders Atalanta and 1 point behind second place team Napoli, with a game in hand over both teams. It was the first time these teams have played each other in the top division since the year 2003, and although Inter had lost only 1 league game all season, they initially struggled to impose themselves on the team from the lower half of the table, but they eventually dragged the win over the line, which was what was necessary. In another Serie A result, Fiorentina missed an opportunity to climb up to 4th on the table when they stumbled to a 2-1 loss at home to Udinese. The Florence team had won a record 8 consecutive Serie A games before losing to Bologna 1-0 on December 15th, and they looked on to get back on track when they faced a tricky Udinese side. They started the game on the front foot with informed striker Moise Kean scoring a goal, converting from the penalty spot after 8 minutes, becoming the first Fiorentina player to reach double figures in a league since Federico Chiesa did so in the 2019-2020 season. Udinese would stay in that match, and they went on to equalize after the break, with Lorenzo Luca scoring the equalizer 4 minutes into the second half. And then Florent Thauvin, the French winger, found space on the edge of the box to call in the second one 8 minutes later to condemn Fiorentina to back-to-back defeat for the first time this season. The result leaves Udinese in 9th position, while Fiorentina are in 5th at this point in time. Let's now take you to some basketball games in the NBA. LeBron James posted another spectacular triple-double for the Lakers. That is the 120th triple-double in his career, but he missed a game-time three-pointer, leading to a loss for the Lakers. That is a 114-117 loss to the Detroit Pistons. Malik Beasley led the way with 21 points, and Kate Cunningham contributed with 20 points and 10 assists as the Pistons edged the Lakers, completing a sweep of the season series. Despite the triple-double from LeBron James, where he put up 28 points, 11 rebounds, and 11 assists, the Lakers fell short as LeBron James missed a chance to win.
Get ready, Nigeria. The Few Stalin Show's back, bigger than ever. A reality show that combines 4 exciting categories in one competition: tech, dance, fashion, and music. In an exciting part, the winners take home a slice of the prize money. Don't miss out on the excitement. Stay tuned for the new season of the Few Stalin Show, proudly brought to you by Stanbic IBTC Pension Managers. Catch the excitement every Sunday on African Magic Showcase, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. on AIT, 7 p.m. to 7:55 p.m. and on YouTube. From the 2nd of November, Few Stalin Show, powered by Stanbic IBTC Pension Managers.
Sports Numbers brought to you by Stanbic IBTC. Finally, let's wrap up the show today with a quiz segment for you as we ask you the question, hoping you have the answer to win that prize from Stanbic IBTC. The question for today: which goalkeeper joined Juventus as the most expensive goalkeeper in the year 2001? Once more the question, which goalkeeper joined Juventus as the most expensive goalkeeper in the year 2001? Send your answer to 0811-888-1685. Once more, send your answer to 0811-888-1685. Make sure it is the correct one, and also ensure you send it the fastest to get that prize from Stanbic IBTC. This is where we draw the curtain on the show today. Thank you for listening, and make it a date with us tomorrow when we return for another exciting edition of Sports Numbers with Stanbic IBTC. Follow Stanbic IBTC on Instagram at Stanbic IBTC and on X, formerly called Twitter, at Stanbic IBTC. Remember, this show is proudly brought to you by Stanbic IBTC, Nigeria's leading end-to-end and financial services provider. From Stanbic IBTC, happy holidays and enjoy the festive season. Thank you for listening to Sports Numbers, brought to you by Stanbic IBTC.
ọdún akóyèdún bàbá kérésìmesì ilé akéde oríta Báṣọ̀run Ìbàdàn ti fẹ́ padà sílẹ̀ Róòmù. ẹ mọ̀ pé gbọ́ pé òbítíbitì ẹ̀bùn ní bàbá kérésì kódé láti ilẹ̀ Róòmù kò sì gbọ́dọ̀ kó padà. torí ẹ̀ ìgbìmọ̀ bàbá kérésì ilé akéde oríta Báṣọ̀run nílùú Ìbàdàn ti ṣàgbékalẹ̀ ètò ìgbafẹ́ àwọn ọmọdé tá a pè ní BCOS 2024 Fun Fair tá a máa ṣe ní ọjọ́ 26 oṣù kejìlá ọdún yìí December 26 la máa ṣe 2024 Children Fun Fair nígbàgede iléeṣẹ́ wa BCOS ilé akéde lóríta Báṣọ̀run nílẹ̀ Ìbàdàn níbi tí àwọn ọmọdé ò ti máa fi onírúurú nǹkan ṣeré bíi bouncy castle, race course, water slide, trampoline àti onírúurú ohun ìṣeré àwọn ọmọdé. bẹ́ẹ̀ àwọn ọmọdé ò láǹfààní àti já tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì pẹ̀lú 1,500 naira péré. òbí àti alágbàtọ́ 1,500 naira péré. olówó táwọn ọmọ kéékèèké ò fi máa já tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì tí wọ́n sì yí koto tí wọ́n máa gba ẹ̀bùn tó jọjú. bẹ́ẹ̀ ọmọ tí ò bá ti wo baba kérésì tẹ́lẹ̀ tàbí tí wọ́n fẹ́ wo baba kérésì tàbẹ́yìn tiẹ̀ ti wo baba kérésì tẹ́lẹ̀ ẹ máa bọ̀ pẹ̀lú 1,500 naira tẹ́fì láǹfààní láti jẹ ẹ̀bùn olóríire tí ajá gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ẹnjìníà Tamunomini ní Olúfúnkẹ́ Mákindé tó kó wá fáwọn ọmọdé. December 26 Boxing Day ọjọ́ ìfúnnilẹ́bùn níbi tí baba kérésì mèsì ilé akéde ti fẹ́ fún gbogbo àwọn ọmọdé ní òbítíbitì ẹ̀bùn 1,500 naira péré lówó táwọn ọmọdé ò fi wá fún Children Fund Fair yìí tí wọ́n sì láǹfààní àti yíkoto ẹnikẹ́ni tí wọ́n bá ti mú tí ó sì máa gba òbítíbitì ẹ̀bùn. bàbá kérésì ilé akéde ń padà sílẹ̀ Róòmù má pọ̀ gbọ́ pé ọjọ́ 26 ni àṣekágbá ẹ̀.
Wish you a Merry Christmas, let's sing it again.
lọ́jọ́ kẹtàlá oṣù kejìlá ọdún yìí nìràwọ̀ ńlá kan já bàbá wa ẹ̀dá fọlọ́run ṣòye túndé àpàpà nìràwọ̀ ọ̀hún wọ́n wálé ayé wọ́n sì ráyè ṣe wọ́n wá lọ sinmi láyé olùgbàlà lẹ́ni ọdún 42 ṣètọ́jú àwọn ọmọ àtayá ni ká sọ ni àbí kíkọ́ tẹ bí àtọ̀ rẹ mọ́ra àbí sẹ́ẹ̀sì yín nínú ìjọ ọlọ́run fọlọ́nṣọ́ oyètúndé ọkọ̀ fún láyọ̀ bàbá tolúlọpẹ́ bàbá déoyè bàbá ọláyẹmí bàbá folúṣọ Thursday 26 of December nìsí àṣálẹ̀ onígbàgbọ́ nílé olóògbé ní F3 àjíà zone 1 ìyànà church ìwó road ìbàdàn láago 4 ìrọ̀lẹ́ 27 of December nìsí kẹ́yìn fọ́ọ̀kù ó wáyé nílé olóògbé bákan náà láago 7 òwúrọ̀ ìsìndúpẹ́ ní ọ̀wá tẹ̀lé ní CAC òkè adéyọ̀ number 2 old ife road alákíá ìbàdàn láago 10 òwúrọ̀ ọlọ́run ṣe òyetúndé àpàpà òjẹ́mọ̀ àpàpà lágànjà àpérọ̀rọ̀ bí ẹni sùn àpàpà sùn ó mú yẹn ni ó sùn jẹ ọmọ alẹ́pọ̀ ńlẹ́jàjẹ́ sùn ọmọ aláṣọ ńlẹ́sùn lẹ́ẹ̀kan sùn rẹ́ o olùkéde àwọn ọmọ àtàwọn ọmọ.
Birthdays are times to celebrate and give thanks to God Almighty. The journey of 57 years in life is worth celebrating, especially as millions of lives are touched and blessed in the areas of peace and good governance heights. As His Excellency Engineer Seyi Makinde of Oyo State clocks 57, kíkó ipa rere nínú ìdàgbàsókè ìgbé ayé àwọn ènìyàn tó jẹ́ Engineer Seyi Makinde lógún ló jẹ́ kí wọ́n rí àánú gbà ó di ẹni ọdún 67. Gbogbo ìgbìmọ̀ aláṣẹ nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ lápapọ̀ la kí yín pé ẹ kú oríire. Members of the Oyo State Executive Council congratulate our Governor, Engineer Sheyi Makinde, FNSC, DSC, GSSRS, as you clock 57. This is the will of God, as you receive mercy and favor to continue good governance. We celebrate you. We love you. Congratulations. Announcer, Professor Olanike Adeyemo, Secretary to the Oyo State Government, on behalf of the State Executive Council.
Yes, good morning, sports fans. A wonderful time to join you once again for your darling sport program, Sport Tidbit. Yes, we're live from the big brown city of Ibadan. Yes, from the studio of Oluyole 98.5 FM, your champion style. We're also live on Okiogo 96.3 FM and Agilete 92.1 FM. Yes, it's the Christmas edition of the program, and I'm sure this will be a swell time as you with your families, friends and loved ones, as you enjoy the holidays. Well, no holidays for us, as we're here to make you happy. And yes, ever the exciting world of sport has very, very compelling stories. And yes, this morning, for want of time, yes, we have update from the camp of Nigeria's B team. Yes, you also call them the Chan Eagles. Yes, the standing coach or the assistant coach, if you like, for Nigeria Super Eagles, Daniel Ogumodede, is in the news this morning. Also, camp update as the Chan Eagles prepare for the second leg of the African Nations Championship qualifier game. Or playoff game with the Black Galaxies of Ghana. And here's a whole of the sports stories this morning. And yes, without further ado, starting from the camp of Nigeria's B team, the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And yes, well, the Super Eagles assistant coach Daniel Ogumodede, also called Ijebola, says the team I can't dwell too much on history as they get up for their second leg of the 2024 African Nations Championship or CHAN qualifier against the Black Galaxies of Ghana. Remember, the Black Galaxies, they have stopped Nigeria from qualifying from the CHAN twice, especially consecutively. Yes, they edged out their perennial rivals on penalties to secure a place at the last edition, which went down in Algeria. And for Daniel Ogumodede, he has insisted that they are focused for the task ahead, and they will not be dwelling in the past. Yes, let's take a listen to what Daniel Ogumodede had to say.
Not to pay attention to what history has done to us. We pay maximum attention to the present and what the future holds for us. And we know how important if we qualify, we have good future for ourselves, for the players, for the coaches, for the country and the incoming generation of footballers in the country. We need to give everything to be a good market for the league. And that's to whom much is given, much is expected.
Yes, that was the words, or those were the words of Daniel Ogumodede. Too much is given, much is expected, saying, yes, they have to give a good account for themselves for the Nigeria Premier Football League. And yes, to the camp proper, 5 players are now set to join the Super Eagles at B camp, arriving at the Gospel Akpabio Stadium, where the game will be going down. And yes, these 5 players are now set to join the 18-man team that traveled to Ghana. That was over the weekend for the first leg for the CHAN 2025 qualifiers. And yes, taking a look at the 5 players. Yes, we have a goalkeeper from Kwara United in Badmus Badamosi, Kazim Oguleye, a midfielder from Enugu Rangers, a Megwa Sunday, a forward player from the Abia Warriors, 3 SEs, Samuel Ayundi, yes, set to bolster the forward line, and Temitope Vincent, yes, also set to bolster the forward line, applies a straight with Plateau United. And yes, to the main Super Eagles. Yes, yesterday a report came from the Guardian newspaper. Yes, that the Nigerian presidency is now set to splash out 3 billion naira. Yes, to provide financial, administrative, and logistic support that will now help the Super Eagles qualify for the 2026 World Cup. Remember, it has been a shaky start, or even like a disappointing start for the qualifiers with the Super Eagles have been playing so far. Yes, the journey to the World Cup to go down in 2026. First game against Lesotho was a draw. Against Zimbabwe, the team played out a draw also. Against the Bafana of South Africa, a draw was also played out. And right now, it has been a shaky start. But right now, 3 billion naira will now be set aside for the Super Eagles to help them qualify for the World Cup, set to go down in year 2026. And yes, this fund has been captured in the country's 2025 budget. Yes, as we prepare to leave the program this morning, I'll be diving straight to Manchester. Well, the discovery of mouse droppings at the Manchester United Old Trafford Stadium has now led inspectors to downgrade the football's food hygiene rating. Though no droppings were found in the actual kitchens, the health officer from the Council Environmental Services has now slashed the club's rating down from 4 to 2 out of 5 following a visit in the month of November. And the club, Manchester United, has now said a robust pest control system was now in place on the ground, which will now be included in their multiple weekly checks in the catering areas. Well, not too good news for Manchester United on and off the field of play. Check your time now, it's 3 minutes to the hour of 8. We'll be dropping anchor on the program this morning, but we'll be making a big return later tomorrow. Merry Christmas to you. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you next time.
ojúmọ́ bá ti mọ́ ọ̀yẹ́ máa ń la o ọ̀yẹ́ tó la lónìí o ọ̀yẹ́ ire ni ẹ̀kú ojúmọ́ lọ́dẹ̀ẹ̀dẹ̀ yìí o ojúmọ́ aláyọ̀ lè ní o ìròyìn lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ màlá tó ti gbé dé ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà ìròyìn kárí ayé màlẹ́lẹ́yìn o ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà etí inú lè jò ń lò fọ́nrán yìí tó lùkọ́ yìí ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà ẹ̀tẹ́ tí balẹ̀ jẹ́ ká tún jọgbọ́ ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà ìkànnì tó gbajúgbajà Olúyọ̀lé FM ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà Ajílété FM ẹ tún máa gbọ́ wa lásìkò kan náà ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà Òkè Ògùn FM tó wà lálága ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó kún kẹ́kẹ́ ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà. ẹ máa gbọ́ nínú ilé nínú mọ́tò tàbí lórí ẹ̀rọ ìléwọ́. ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà. Abẹ́ Praise ó tún ti yá ká tún jọ gbọ́ ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́. ẹlẹ́tì ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn rẹ̀ o.
Kérésìmesì dé, Kérésìmesì dé. A bí olùgbàlà kan fún wa ní ìlú Bẹ́tílẹ̀.
Ohun tó yẹ kó o fi gbé kọ́ ló fi.
Ẹni tí ó jọba yé.
Jẹ́ ń ṣáájú.
Ọ̀ya.
Kérésìmesì dé.
Kérésìmesì dé. A bí olùgbàlà kan fún wa ní ìlú Bẹ́tílẹ̀. Ẹni tí ó jọba ayérayé. Àwa sì ti rí ìràwọ̀ rẹ̀ láwọ̀sánmọ̀. Àwa ti wá láti mú ẹ̀bùn fọ́ba tàbí lónìí. Olúwa Ọlọ́run Olódùmarè, ìwọ ni ọba àwọn ọba, ìwọ ni ìràwọ̀ láàrin àwọn ìràwọ̀. Ìwọ ni òṣùpá tó ń tàn mọ́lẹ̀ síbi òkùnkùn bá wà. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ tí ò lè di òkùnkùn láíláí. Ìwọ ni ọba tó gbòòrò tẹ́nìkan ò lè sókè. Ìwọ ni ọba tó tẹ́ pẹrẹsẹ tẹ́nìkan ò lè kákò. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ayérayé tó kùnkùn lè borí rẹ̀. Ọlọ́run Olódùmarè, ìwọ ni òkè, ìwọ ni àpáta tó ga tẹ́nìkan kan ò lè rẹ̀ nílẹ̀. Ọlọ́run, ìwọ ni ọlágbára o lórí gbogbo àwọn tí ń pera wọn ní alágbára ṣùgbọ́n tí wọn ò ní agbára. Dúrí agbára tí ìwọ ní torí pé ìwọ ni ìwọ ló ń jẹ́ èmi ni torí pé a gbà pé ìwọ ni lánàá, ìwọ ni lónìí, ìwọ náà ló tún bẹ lónìí. Jẹ́ adúpẹ́ o, a fìyìn fún ọ, a fi ògo fún orúkọ rẹ lókè ọ̀run. A sọ pé hallelujah nítorí pé wíwà láyé wa lónìí kìí ṣe ọgbọ́n wa, kìí ṣe mímọ̀ ṣe wa, agbára mi kọ́, agbára Olúwa mi ni. Agbára mi kọ́, agbára Olúwa mi ni. Wíwà láyé mi lónìí o, agbára mi kọ́ Olúwa. Olúwa Ọlọ́run a dúpẹ́ o.
Ọpẹ́ ni fọ́lọ́run.
Láti ọjọ́ tá a ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọjọ́ kìíní oṣù kìíní ọdún tá a wà yìí, Olódùmarè wọ́n mọ̀ ti dára, ó mọ̀ ti ṣe àwọn ríbíríbíríbí, ó ti ṣe àwọn ó ti ṣe àwọn ó ti ṣe àwọn ó ti ṣe àwọn ẹ̀rín, ó ti ṣe àwọn ìkùnsínú, ó ti ṣe oríṣiríṣi ara.
Mélòó la fẹ́ sọ?
Bá a ká mọ̀ lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà ká dó lùbàdàn yìí, Olódùmarè dára. Àmọ́ a dúpẹ́ tó jẹ́ pé nínú gbogbo ewu òun pa wá mọ́, òun yọ wá nínú àfojìfojì ikú. A mà dúpẹ́ o. Ọjọ́rú òní olókàn nínú ọdún 2024 ó wá ṣe dédé ọjọ́ tàbí Jésù Kristi Olúwa wa olùgbàlámà aráyé táwa ń jó táwa ń yọ̀ lónìí bá ṣe máa jẹ ìrẹsì.
ṣé o mọ̀ pé òye ọjọ́ mẹ́jọ á ti bọ́ sọ́dún 2025.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni onímọ̀ sọ pé òní náà ní ọjọ́rú tó kẹ́yìn nínú ọdún 2024 olúwa adúpẹ́ o.
bí gbogbo orí wa tilẹ̀ jẹ́ ahọ́n kò tó láti fi yan Ọlọ́run.
ìdodo ọ̀rọ̀.
nítorí pé tá a bá wo wájú tá a wẹ̀yìn a rí i pé Ọlọ́run ṣe ohun tó pọ̀ fún wa.
lọ ṣe o.
àfẹni tó bá ní tòun ò tó o torí pé kò sẹ́ni tó lọ́wọ́ bá Èdùmàrè ò ṣe fún o. gbogbo wa pátá òun náà ni Ọlọ́run ṣe fún. èyí tó fi yẹ ká ní ẹ̀mí ìmoore sí Ọlọ́run ọba. ṣé ẹ rí kò tí ẹ̀yà máa ṣàròyé kankan rárá nítorí pé Ọlọ́run fẹ́ wa. Ayọ̀rìndé ó pa wá mọ́ ó dá wa sí ó jẹ́ ká wà láyé a wà láàyè a tún wà lálàáfíà ara tó péye bóyá ló mọ̀ pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ la jọ ṣe kérésìmesì ọdún tó kọjá tí wọ́n sí mọ́ kí ṣe pé a fi ń jọ̀ wọ́n ṣùgbọ́n a fi ń gbórúkọ Ọlọ́run ọba ga pé ó tún ṣọ́ wa dẹ̀mí àdúrà mi náà wà ní wípé bá a ṣe ń yọ̀ tá à ń dúpẹ́ pé ẹ̀mí wa ó rí ọdún kérésìmesì ọdún 2024 bẹ́ẹ̀ náà látún wá la àwọn ọjọ́ tó kù nínú ọdún ìjà pẹ̀lú ayọ̀ àti àlàáfíà gbogbo ewu tó lè kù nínú àwọn ọjọ́ tó kù nínú ọdún yìí Ọlọ́run Elédùmarè kó bá wa bí dànù ibi ò ní ṣẹlẹ̀ sẹ́nìkọ̀ọ̀kan wa lágbára Ọlọ́run ọba elétí ọ̀fẹ́ ètò lélétí ọ̀fẹ́ torí pé tá a bá ní ká máa dúpẹ́ ká máa fẹ̀mí ìmoore wa hàn láti àárọ̀ títí tí ilẹ̀ ó fi ṣú tó bẹ́ẹ̀ ó jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ.
ó ṣe déédéé rẹ̀
tìyín náà là ṣe wá bẹ́ẹ̀ wá ṣe ń gbọ́ wa lórí ètò ẹ̀yin náà ẹ máa dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run ẹ máa yin Ọlọ́run ọba nítorí pé wíwà láyé yín ṣagbára yín kì í ṣe mímọ̀ ṣe yín kì í ṣagbára àwa tẹ̀ ń gbóhùn wọn náà tẹ̀ ń gbóhùn wa kì í ṣagbára wa o.
mélòó lára tí a
fẹ́ àti àánú la mà
mélòó lára wa.
torí pé Ọlọ́run ó ṣàánú fún kìkìdá àwọn tó òun ó ṣàánú fún òun lọ́lọ́run fi ṣàánú fèmí àti ẹ̀yin àti gbogbo wa lápapọ̀ níbi tẹ́ ẹ ti ń gbóhùn wa àti gbogbo ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ wa pátápátá àdúrà mi náà ni pé ọdún ayọ̀ òun náà láṣẹ ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yín